Shush! It's time for The Shelf. Whangarei District Libraries Radio on Beagle Radio. Oh!
Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai whakarongo mai ki The Shelf. He punua pāo ho mai I ngā whare pukapuka I Whangarei I Beagle Radio 88.1 FM. I pāhuri koutou I ngā hōtaka me o houtu ki ngā whare pukapuka I YouTube.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Shelf, a podcast for Whangarei District Libraries on Beagle Radio 88.1 FM and streaming online at beagleradio.co.nz. To catch up on episodes you have missed, subscribe to the Whangarei District Libraries YouTube channel. I'd like to read you a poem. First I'll ask, what day is it today?
I believe it is the 5th of November.
Oh, isn't that some significant date?
I believe so. I think so, yeah.
Well, I'm going to read a poem that I'm sure most of you have heard, but did you know it's much longer than the part I was familiar with? I learned that today. Remember, remember, the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes, 'twas his intent to blow up the king and the parliament. 70 barrels of powder below, poor old England to overthrow. By God's providence he was catched, with a dark lantern and burning match. Holler, boys, let the bells ring. Holler, boys, God save the king.
Yes.
I had not heard that. So where did you first hear that, Melani?
Well, the first part I heard when we were watching V for Vendetta, studying it at school. So just the beginning bit, and it was quite striking. But yeah, no, and then you learn all about the historical event of Guy Fawkes, the gunpowder plots, and everything. And yeah.
I admit that I'm familiar with V for Vendetta, the movie. Haven't read the graphic novel, and I'm not knowledgeable of the history of Guy Fawkes. In the U.S., we don't really observe it, but here it's called Bonfire Night. Is that...
Yeah, Guy Fawkes, I think
Guy
usually...
is preferred? Okay.
Yep, and I think it's just usually the excuse to let off all the fireworks.
Well...
For better or for worse.
Nothing wrong with a little fun, I guess. I guess I'm not clear. Is the holiday celebrating the attempt to destroy Parliament or the execution of Guy Fawkes? What are we celebrating?
The foiling of the plot, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah, because I think in the UK, then they actually have the guy on the bonfire and set that alight.
Okay.
Here we just set fireworks off. Yeah.
We've got some farming waste that we just need to burn because it's sticks and old leaves and such.
Yeah.
'Tis essential on a farm. Well, Melani, this is the first show I've done with you, but not the first time we've been on The Shelf together. We did a pre-recorded interview ages ago.
Yeah.
But here you are in the studio.
Yes, I'm in the studio. I was allowed back because last time I was here, I was with LJ.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I didn't thoroughly stuff that up. So now I get to hang out with you and record today.
I listened to it. I liked it. But I just want to hear your superhero origin story. Melani the Librarian.
Yes, my origin story. Well, I believe in middle of high school, I think about 15 years old, I was volunteering at the library, doing some shelving, and I was actually helping the previous children's librarian with the holiday programs, Sue Scott. And so I had been volunteering, and then I went off to uni to just study a BA in English, and I had no idea what I was going to do with that.
Yeah.
But during one of the uni holidays, I was back in Whangarei, doing just working in the holidays, and I saw an ad in the newspaper, very old-fashioned.
Yeah.
But I saw in the newspaper that the Whangarei District Council was advertising for scholarships. Now, normally they advertise for scholarships for civil engineering or town planners, which they really need a lot of. But this time they had one for the library, and I remembered liking the vibe of the library and all the programs and just the general like feel and bustle. So I thought I'd apply, and halfway through my second year of uni I got the call and I got the scholarship.
Nice.
So that was really cool. So I got money towards my studies every year while I continued on to do my Masters of Information Studies, specializing in libraries. So, yeah, and then I got 2 years sure work with the Whangarei District Libraries, and I've liked it so much. I guess I've stayed on for another 7 years and become the Teen Services Librarian. So, yeah, it was a lot of hard work, but it was really fun.
A long, strange trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can really empathize with having a BA in English. I got one too, and wondering, what do I do with this?
Yep.
Working on my novel, but what do I do in the meantime?
Yeah. Yeah, before your great breakthrough, right? Yes. Yeah, it's like, it was really, studying English is really good at learning how to argue a point or
Yeah.
analyze things. It's really good, useful full background of a lot of things. But then coming out with a job at the end of it, yeah, it's a little bit tricky out there. Yeah.
Yes. But it has come around. I've used it in unique ways.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
Yeah. So that is basically the origin story, and but working at the library is pretty fun. Lots of shenanigans, and and I get to see a whole lot of cool new books before they go up on the shelves. A little bit of a tip there if you want to get your hands on first on the cool books. Become a librarian. So what have you been reading lately, Andy?
Well, I changed my mind earlier about what I've been reading. I picked up something new because I have a very important public service announcement and story to tell. I was riding my bike on the weekend, and I got attacked by a magpie.
Here!
Yes.
Oh, no.
I was
Glad
somewhere.
You survived?
Yeah, well, I was somewhere between Kaikohe and Kawakawa on the bike trail there, and I felt a whack on the top of my helmet and some loud screeching, and I heard someone scream, "Magpie!" They're incredibly territorial, and it thought that I actually was interested in stealing its nest, when literally I had no idea
as
where it
you
is
do.
or what. So I brought a book here called Birds of New Zealand, a photographic guide by Geoff Moon. So it says here, the Australian magpie, I'll paraphrase some. They're an introduced species brought to New Zealand in the 1860s. They rob eggs and young from other birds, particularly ground nesters. Isn't that awful? And it says they live in pairs or groups of up to 10. I got lucky I didn't run into all 10.
Yeah, it would have been a whole mob.
And their territories are defended all year. They are incredibly territorial. It says they're well known for their melodious caroling song. I believe that is incorrect because what I heard was not melodious.
You weren't serenaded?
No. So you might notice these birds. They're rather large. It says here 41 centimeters. They're black and white. They're mean. And I don't like them.
I thought it was only in Australia you had to look out for attack from the skies.
Well, they really are dangerous because what could happen if you're on your bike is you get distracted and you get knocked off and it causes an accident. So after someone shouted magpie, I got off my bike and started walking and was just keeping.
You weren't on the bike like pedaling faster and faster too.
No, because I think that's how they could get you. They might think you're having a go.
Ah, okay.
So, what have you been reading?
Well, so, I thought I was picking the most adventurous book, but the whole story you had with your adventures. Well, I've been reading a manga called Frieren, Beyond Journey's End by Kanehito Yamada.
Okay.
So basically, it follows Frieren, who's an elven mage who was a part of this party of a hero, warrior, a priest, to take down the Demon King, basically. But the story starts after have had that adventure, gone through about 10 years of adventuring together.
Oh.
And this is beyond, this is after everything has been through. So it's you are introduced to Frieren and the party, but as they are saying goodbye. So it's interesting how the manga talks about how Frieren is an elf, so she considers time in a different way. So what she thought 10 years was just, nothing in terms of a long history of learning and adventuring that she's had, while her companions, humans and a dwarf, are thinking 10 years, yeah, that's a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And so the first sort of personal growth she has is realizing, in the past 10 years, she wished she got to know her party members better, as the disparity in ages between her long lifespan and their much shorter ones becomes like really, really a big problem for her.
Okay.
But then it continues on with her gaining a new student, a pupil who follows her, and her trying to learn after the journey more about her companions after they've gone, basically. So, yeah, adventures galore. But
okay.
it's really a great story. I'd watched the anime, and so I wanted to read the manga, and you get a lot more hints and background story from the manga.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were not attacked by any animals then?
No. I just read my manga while sitting nice and cozy by the fire, camping over the long weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Basically.
I wanted to add one point I forgot to say about the book I have. A Photographic Guide to Birds of New Zealand by Geoff Moon. There are several others. There's reptiles and amphibians, I believe. And there's lots of other smallish books. This is about the size of a brochure. You can take it hiking, but be careful with our library books, please.
So you too could identify the unknown creature attacking you while you're innocently having a hike.
After it hits you in the head, yeah.
Were you at least wearing your helmet?
I was wearing a helmet. That's I feel very lucky, but that's why I heard a loud thump. Well, I felt it.
Yeah.
And heard it screeching, and there's some scratch marks at the top of my helmet too.
Battle scars. Yeah.
Yep. A warrior's helmet. Wear a helmet, everyone. Another PSA. Let's talk about some hidden treasures that we have found at the library. What are some interesting things that you have found, Melani?
Yeah, over the however long I've been working at the library, 7+ years, there's always weird things like coming back with the books when they get returned. So it's more than just, say smelling like cigarette smoke still perfuming the books or strong perfumes, but we get interesting bookmarks also returned, probably but also non-traditional bookmarks, which is a bit of a surprise for us as we're looking through and we're wondering, why is this book kind of oozy?
Yeah.
And I think the worst thing has been a toasted sandwich in the books, just chilling there. Yeah, just perfectly a lovely triangle.
Did it taste
with
good?
The grill. No,
Oh, all right.
did not try. I did not feel like eating the forbidden grilled cheese toasty. Yeah, so that's one that is stuck in my mind, but we do get other bookmarks and personal bookmarks and things like that.
Yeah, I see occasionally a laminated bookmark that has maybe been made by a child. A little more wholesome, that one. But
Yes.
if that ever happens, I call the last borrower of the book. You know, because they might really want this. You don't know the story behind it, so give them I give a call to the customer and give them a chance to retrieve it. I will say, as one other public service announcement, if you perhaps partake in recreational substances, please do not use them as a bookmark.
Yes.
We can tell.
Yes. Yep.
You know, if it's your nose candy, your nasal lollies, I don't want them. So just keep them away from the library books, please.
Yeah. We get.
And that is based on a true story.
Yes. We do find all sorts. We got like personal photos. We've got bookmarks from when people travel around the world. So few bookmarks themed like that. Yeah, all sort of interesting ones. But it's just better work stories, you know. I believe there was a book returned to the libraries that had been out for a while. Do you remember that one?
I do. It had been about 50 years.
50 years.
Yes, it was very overdue.
Yeah. Lucky we don't do any overdue fines, eh?
Well, if it's more than a month, you do.
Yes,
But
you do.
if it's 50 years, well, we're in a tricky gray area. You've got an artifact coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a Facebook post about that one, maybe from a year ago.
Yeah.
Occasionally something.
Yeah.
What about wildlife? Have we found any interesting native birds that might be listed in this book here?
Yes, probably found in your New Zealand Birds Guide. We've got we have the usual sparrows that do find themselves flitting in and out of the Central Library. But I think the biggest bird we've had visit the library was a kiriru.
A kiriru.
Yes.
Yes,
or
a
the wood pigeon.
Hemiphaga novacidale.
Is that the
The New Zealand pigeon. The kiriru.
Yes, the kiriru.
I'm reading from the book right now.
Yes. So the kiriru flew in to the Central Library. Must have been about 5 years ago. It was a little while ago, because we have these huge windows at the top of the library open for, you know, airflow, good breeze, because of these lovely summers in the winterless north. And a kiriru flew in and was perched up high up where we couldn't reach. We called the Bird Recovery Centre. They came to take a look, and in their professional opinion said our roof was too high. And they couldn't reach them. So we ended up having to call in the fire brigade to bring in their super long ladders and safety equipment and to reach the kiriru, which was perched by the cafe up really, really high. It was too confused and a little bit too big to try fly back through the window, so it needed human intervention to kind of help there. But it was all a happy ending because they managed to get the kiriru and then relocate it, not just outside, but got it checked out and then freed in more not an urban area, so around all the trees and where it could reorientate itself. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yes, it was a good story. But yeah, it's a whole production, a whole thing to try and save this bird.
That's good. I've got a book here called Librarian Tales, Funny, Strange, and Inspiring Dispatches from the Stacks. And there's another wildlife story in here. This was most likely in the U.S. because it involves an animal that you will not get here. I opened one morning to be greeted by a squirrel who had gotten in the returns bin and got stuck. He was nice enough to not pop out at me until after I opened it and dragged out the cart, but still gave me a heart attack. A squirrel in the library would be, well, in this country, about as rare as a monkey in the library. Other things that people have found in this book, a stolen license plate from a car. Quote, It happened while we were closed for Thanksgiving, came in on Sunday morning, and there it was on the top of the pile. Screws still attached and everything. My coworker once had a mouse pop out at her once. She screamed and flailed across the parking lot. We caught it on our security cameras.
They do see all.
Oh, yeah. Well, this book has a lot of funny stories. Librarian Tales. If you're interested, it is on the shelf. I'll return it today. Well, let's move along. Our colleague Eddie has done an interview with Sue Barker, and I'm going to play that for everyone now. I don't know much about Sue Barker, so this interview will be just as informative to me as for everyone else. Check it out.
So on the program today, we're joined by Sue Barker, who lives in beautiful Waipu and has a background in teaching, particularly in conservation education with zoos and DOC, teaching in both New Zealand and Australia. Sue is a published writer of short-form fiction, and in 2020 she won the Whangarei Library Flash Fiction Competition. This year, Sue took third place in the Micro Magic International Competition for her microfiction Manawa Breathing in the Mangroves, and her flash fiction story Hitler's Elephant was highly commended. Welcome to the shelf, Sue.
Thanks, Eddie.
So tell us a little bit about the difference between, what short form fiction is. What's the difference between micro and flash, for example?
I think there's not a definitive number of words, but it seems that flash fiction is sort of 1,000 words or less.
Right.
In the case of the competition, it was 250 words. And micro tends to be smaller. In Micro Magic, that competition, Micro Madness rather, I should say, it was 100 words.
Ooh.
But there is a competition in Australia that has 52 words, but you can't have 51 or 53.
It has to be bang
50.
on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like the Catherine Mansfield Sparkling Praise
Yes.
one, where you had to have 1,852 or something for the year she was
born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they even get creative in the structure, don't they? In the
Definitely.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what started you writing fiction in the first place?
Well, I didn't write when I was in my working years, except for reports and things like that. But when we moved up to Waipu, I saw that there was the flash fiction writers group that met at the library in Whangarei. So I came along to that in 2018.
Yeah, was that when Martin Porter was there?
When Martin was there, I can remember reading the first story and nobody in the group understood what it was about. But then 2 years later, I was very lucky to win that library competition.
Yes,
which was great. It's so encouraging when something happens. It makes you think, well, keep going.
Yeah.
You're on the right path.
Yeah.
And people like Martin and Vivian Thonga are just such inspirations and were so nurturing of the group.
Yeah.
And that's, as Martin pointed out once, that doesn't always happen.
No.
Sometimes groups are quite sparky.
Yeah. competitive amongst themselves. Yeah, it is a very welcoming group, and anyone is welcome to join.
Yep.
You can find that on our website, and it's called 330...
The Whangarei Library.
Whangarei Library.
330 Flash.
330 Flash, yep. Great, and you've also put out some publications under the auspices of that group.
But the first one that you've got in your hand, actually that name of that, you might want to read this, comes from a story in there by Viv Thonga.
Ah, right.
And that was to celebrate 10 years of the group meeting. And then we thought 2 years later that we would get another one, and we're encouraging younger writers.
Yes.
And so we've got some quite young writers in there as well, changing landscapes.
Yeah. And what sort of books do you read? Do you read mainly fiction, a bit of mix, long, short?
No, I read mainly fiction.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about authors that I really like, and the two that I came up with were Lloyd Jones.
Oh yes, New Zealand author, yeah.
And Patricia Grace.
Patricia Grace, another
and
New Zealand author.
Quite different in their styles,
yes, yeah.
but both very inspiring. And Lloyd Jones seems to write every novel in a totally different style
It's like
and
a
way.
different writer, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah. He's one of those artists who can so immerse themselves in a project that you lose sight of them and it just becomes about the story.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And so the Hitler's Elephant story, which title just got me totally hooked from the start, that was the one that was highly commended in the Micro Madness International Competition.
In the National Flash Fiction Day.
Oh, sorry, National Flash Fiction Day. Yep, great. So, are you happy to read that out for us?
Oh, sure. Should I say anything about the background? Maybe not. Just read it.
Maybe afterwards.
Yes, maybe afterwards. Hitler's Elephant. The day the elephant died, my overseas appointment finally came through, and Dad's doctor rang with bad news. I visited the elephant daily on my vet rounds, like Dad had done before me. He was old school, took her an apple, talked to her while she swayed. She was the zoo's only African elephant, an intended gift for Hitler before the outbreak of war made her a pariah, left chained on a ship in limbo, rocking back and forth for years. Your father needs a higher level of care, Dad's doctor berated. He has memory loss, struggles with daily tasks. Surely you've noticed. He cannot keep living alone. He did drift off mid-sentence. Could be a bit whiffy. I found Dad standing by his letterbox, shifting his weight from foot to foot. Where's your mother, son? Where's Jean? My mother was long dead. I thought about my new job. I'd worked hard for it. I wanted it. I thought about the recommended care facility. Early that morning, the elephant keeper had said to me, "She'll never get out the gates. It's been her home for 30 years. He was right. I took Dad to visit Serenity Care. It allowed pets, even had chooks. Dad said, "It's full of bloody old people and those chickens have got avian cadenza." Influenza, I thought, smiling. We were moving the elephant to a modern free-range zoo where she could roam on real grass and wallow in her own billabong. She dropped dead, halfway out her enclosure archway, trumpeting as she fell. On autopsy, I found her cause of death was acute heart failure, the sort produced by extreme stress. How to dispose of a 3-ton carcass, incinerate it piece by piece. The smell and the smoke lasted 3 days. At Serenity, Dad lasted 3 months.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you for that. A lot of emotion in that, but and one of them is, of course, humour, and as well as the darker side of it.
Yes.
But I really love the what do you call it, comparison between an old human and an old elephant, and the way you have bound those two together in the same story. They could be two entirely separate stories, but your short piece of fiction has woven their lives together. So could you tell us a little bit about the background? Was there actually an elephant that was going to be a gift to Hitler?
There was an elephant that was purported to be
Right.
a gift to Hitler. I don't know whether that was actually true at the end of the day, but when I went to work at Taronga Zoo in Sydney,
Lovely place.
she was the only African elephant,
Right.
and she had been chained on a boat for years,
Oh my God.
and so she had that conditioning of swaying.
Right.
And Dave Cody, who was her keeper,
Yes.
said, "You'll never get her out the gate."
Right.
So that was just a little story,
Yeah.
and they did burn her, and
Oh,
the smoke hung over Sydney Harbour
wow.
for 3 days.
Oh
It
my
was
goodness.
just awful.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, surely I can weave that story
Yeah.
into something and
Yeah.
try to make it something a little bit
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
And another tie-in is that they say elephants have great memories.
Yes.
An elephant never forgets.
Yes.
And then you have the father in the story who's suffering from early
Dementia.
dementia or
Yeah.
Alzheimer's or something.
Yeah.
With the memory loss and not quite knowing who's alive and who's not, and their life becomes completely gets smaller, I guess.
Yes.
Much like an elephant in a cage. So,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for that. That was quite something. A little bit emotional now. Yeah, that was great. Now, another outlet of your creativity is wearable art, and being a fellow Waipuvian, you and I have both been involved in Waipu's Art and Tartan event,
Yes.
and you put a costume through in 2022 that your model won Best Model for.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about the name and the story behind the design that you did?
Yes, well, I'd helped out backroom scenes for the Art and Tartan for a couple of years, and I thought I would like to enter. And one of the other helpers there was my gorgeous model, who's over 2 metres tall.
Wow.
And so I saw him, and I thought, that man needs a costume.
Right.
And I had a couple of neighbours who were very keen on fishing, and they saved snapper skins
Oh, yeah.
for me.
Right.
And
Behind
so
goggles.
I had, so I was able to make a great big cloak out of
Right.
the snapper skins.
Was it
But I hadn't
Pongi?
thought, no, not at all,
Right.
not at all. And I hadn't thought, of course, if he's 2 metres, then the cloak needs to be very large.
Yes.
So it was a lot of, I think there were about 250 skins
Wow.
that went into making the cloak. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And did you sew them together? Stitch
On the
them
machine,
together?
yeah.
Right, wow. And it's quite a piece. And him being already 2 metres tall, and then his headpiece is like another half a
Yes.
metre at least.
Yeah, seaweed and sponge and
Yeah.
things.
And what
Yep.
was it reflecting? What was the piece reflecting?
Ake. Well, it was sort of like the environment is going to survive, but it's struggling.
Yes.
And I had the idea of having the Tangaroa, which is alien weaponry, one of their songs.
Yes, another
Yes, another Waipuvians. And so it had shells and found things as well as,
And the little fairy turn on top of his staff.
yes, well, the fairy turn being another Waipuvian
Yes,
symbol.
exactly.
So and he was a very cheeky model and had great fun
Right.
playing the role. So
Excellent. Yeah. So they're great nights, those Art and Tartan nights. And this year, I think it's changed.
it has
Slightly?
changed slightly, and they're also involving videos.
Oh, right.
So there's sort of like 2 different tiers.
A multimedia sort of thing.
So it looks very interesting.
Yeah, excellent. Great. Now back to microfiction and short form fiction. The other story, the one you won 3rd place for in the international competition, was called Manawa Breathing in the Mangroves, which we can find on the National Flash Fiction Day website. Is
Yes,
it there? Yeah.
yes, it is.
Yeah, and what about that other website, Flash Front? Deb mentioned it last time. Not sure about that. Well, I'll fill in the notes later after the interview.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is somewhere you can find Sue's writing online, some of the winning stories. So now we'll have Manawa Breathing in the Mangroves.
Great. Manawa, breathing in the mangroves. She drives fast. Milk-water mangroves whip past both sides of the motorway. Fast through the misty half-light of this low-cloud city. Needs to go. Put down distance. Early morning rain rises in wisps as sunstrike hits. Carve ears. She overcorrects. Takes flight. Lands in the tide upside down. Still clipped in. So time, but not much. No matter where, he'll unearth her. He will. Stay here. Sink to the silk floor, water lapping her crown, his little princess drowned. No. Slide out. Shimmy up. Pull through. Survive in the manawa. Thrive in the brine. Filtering. Buffering. Silently watchful.
Great, thanks, Sue. Now, my tareo is not where it should be. Can you tell us what the word manawa is?
Manawa is the word for mangroves.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yes.
there you go. I learned something new. Yeah, so which is such a Northland thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, especially on our trip from Waipu into town, we see those mangoes on the side of the road around the Oakley area there.
Yes. The area where I saw this, it was just a little glimpse when driving on State Highway 16, just around the Point Chev area.
Oh, right.
And you've got water on both sides.
Yes, yeah.
And it's sort of milky coloured water
Right.
in the mangroves. And
Yes.
I thought, oh, that's a nice image to remember.
Yeah, I find mangroves to be and mud flats to be a very strong image.
Well, you've written a story.
Yes, I've written a story
That's
about the
got
same
those,
thing and had nightmares for years about driving off the road, crashing into the mangroves.
No, that's yes.
Which, when I read that, I thought, oh my goodness, she's been tapping into my dreams.
Yes, well, surprising more people don't do it.
Yes, yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about where inspiration for your stories come from? Is it memory? Is it image? Is it...
So yeah, that's a good question, because sometimes it's memory. You've got things in the back of your mind and it's just that little image, something happens and you think, I just have to take note of that. And just recently, I've been travelling and I was looking out the bus window and there was a man walking down the highway with a ladder over his shoulder.
What country was this?
This was in Guatemala.
Guatemala.
And I thought, where's he come from? Why is he on the highway with a ladder?
Yeah.
Where's he going?
Yes.
And so that was an inspiration for
Yeah.
a story, which has actually turned out to be like an adult fairy tale.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So, all the things that you see, observing people,
Yeah.
all those things I think can be inspirational. And then often memory comes from something that happened in your past
Yes.
and you add that in.
Yeah. Great. And music is also something that you love.
Yes.
As do a lot of us. And so I asked you if you would choose a song for us to play after the interview.
Yeah,
And
well,
you told me you would like to play.
Bob Dylan's Forever Young.
What a great song. Shall we hear it?
Lovely.
Thanks for coming in, Sue.
Thanks, Eddie.
And that was Sue Barker talking to our colleague Eddie Williams. So I think I should just say I learned a lot during that interview. But Sue Barker writes short form fiction. We call it flash fiction. So these are generally literal flashes in time. And in our collection, I see 3 entries. You might want to read this, a flash fiction collection. Oh, okay. So there's 2 titles on here. You might want to read this, a flash fiction collection. And, the third one is by somebody else. Never mind. We have a collection of her stories. And if you want to find her in the catalog, you go to the drop-down window, click on author, and then search Sue Barker, and you find you might want to read this. You should place a hold. Check it out. Or, if you don't have time, we have another cool function. You tick the box next to the title, and then you select an action. It's a blue window, and you click Add to Lists. Have you ever used that, Melani?
Yeah, you can add to lists like I want to read this later, or this sounds cool for, coming up to a long weekend or holidays, you can put it on hold as well and have that ready for you to read later. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got quite an extensive list, but I will get around to it. But these are short stories, so read one here and there, and that's all you need to do. I should read our on-air message. You are listening to Beagle Radio, 88.1 FM, Whangarei, and online at beagleradio.co.nz. Now, Sue Barker had a song request. I think we should get into that. And this is a live version of Forever Young by Bob Dylan. And welcome back to the shelf. That was a lovely, lovely song by Bob Dylan, Forever Young.
Yeah, it's a good recommendation there.
Yeah, thank you, Sue Barker, for your time and your music recommendation. The video was interesting, too. People were wearing masks in the studio. It takes you back.
Yeah, COVID times.
To those tough times. Let's talk about cooking the books. We've done this segment before.
Yes.
What do you think of when you hear that term, cooking the books?
Well, more of the financial side of things. I thought a little bit of shady business there.
Well, this is very shady because we're talking about cookbooks, actual cookbooks. I want to recommend a cookbook called Summer Favorites, and it has a recipe for chicken korma. What surprised me about this recipe is how easy it actually was. You marinate chicken in some yogurt, and you mix your herbs and spices with it. And I was surprised that it actually had sugar in it. I always thought korma was a little on the sweet side. Yeah. And this recipe tasted great with a little bit of rice on the side. I'm just going to get the author's name of this book, Summer Favorites. Just a moment.
Yeah. Sounds like a good recipe for when you're, because you said it was easy. So I suppose if it's in summer favorites, you want to be spending more time on going to the beach or enjoying life outdoors. So
oh yeah,
it's kind of hot cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, keep it easy, and I've got the title here. It's Summer Favorites. Essential Delicious Recipes from the Best-Selling VJ Cooks. The author here is listed as Vanya Insol, and it looks popular. We have 3 copies, and there's a Libby ebook if you prefer to read online. So
yeah, they look like they're all on hold or checked out. So
yes.
Yeah, you'll have to put a request for it.
Yeah, click on that place hold thing.
Or you can call us or go online and or come and see us at the library, and we can put books on hold for you too.
Yep, it's really easy for us, believe me.
Yep.
How about you, Melani?
Yeah, well, I've been looking at all sorts of like little side dishes and summer salads and things like that. But I've been looking at a book called The Farmhouse Culture Guide of Fermenting. So I specifically looked at this cookbook because it had also an easy, so I think that's the sort of catchphrase for cooking at the moment.
Yes.
Easy recipe for kimchi. Because I've been to the Korean restaurant just around the corner from the library and had excellent kimchi there. So I thought I'd try my hand at making my own kimchi. And I do recommend it. It's delicious. And you can decide on the spice level and that you'd like for that, because you don't want to be going to like, why is it spicy?
Yeah.
But just, a nice crunchy, flavoursome fireworks or flavour in the kimchi. There you go.
The very special thing about kimchi that I remember from Korea is that it was never really the same. everywhere you went. And
That's right. You were in Korea as well. So you would have tried all sorts of delicious
oh yeah,
kimchi.
yeah, it was served with most meals, and the range of spice really varies.
Yeah.
I think too that it's important to note there's different kinds of kimchi. I mostly know the one from cabbage, so it's a little stringy and it takes practice to get it on your chopsticks. I don't know why I'm motioning with my hands. No one can see me.
It's all right. I appreciate it.
But it's delicious. There are some Korean restaurants you can visit and you can taste it, or you can make it.
Or you can make it, using a recipe from this book. Or there's a few other cookbooks specifically on Korean cuisine, as well as other books on fermenting food. So not just kimchi, but you've got sauerkraut. You can make sourdough starters. Let me think, what other fermented foods are there? Intentionally fermented foods for delicious recipes. But you will find it in the library.
Definitely. And I've just got one more thing that I picked up right before we walked to the studio.
Oh, yes.
The book is called Mead. Have you ever had mead, Melani?
I love mead on my camps and my reenactment for medieval camps. I'm showing my nerd here.
That's all right.
We
That's
have
what we do.
mead around the fire. So, yes, I love mead.
It's a very interesting drink because I cannot think of a single pub that sells it or liquor
right.
store. This is a homemade thing mainly. It is so easy to make. I made some last week. It really was honey, water, yeast, raisins, mandarins, and blueberries. Just my own mixture. And those fruit things, you don't need them. It really, all you need is the honey, the yeast. And this book here, Mead, The Libations, Legends, and Lore of History's Oldest Drink, will tell you a bit more, and I'm excited to look at it. But at the beginning of the book, it just says, simple recipe. 5 cups filtered water, 1 cup of honey, a 1/4 teaspoon of wine yeast. You add the honey and water to your container, stir until dissolved, proof yeast in a half cup of warm honey water, and then add when the temperature of the must, that's the mead mixture, is below 85 degrees, which is about, I think, 30 degrees Celsius, and stir vigorously. Anyway, there's more to it, of course, but not much more. Mead is easy, but you can make different kinds. Check out this book in the library. It is by, table of contents, it is by Fred Minnick. Yes, so look that up in the catalog. Mead by Fred Minnick.
How long does mead take to, I guess, meadify?
The one I'm doing is 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And then it recommends conditioning in a closet or the shed for 6 months. However, I don't know that it has to be that long.
I was about to say, okay, 6 weeks, that's just a little bit past Christmas, maybe New Year's, but if it's got to go for a little bit longer for a few months.
Yeah, and that's just that recipe. There's other kinds.
There's other kinds, but maybe I should check that out as well. But yeah, that sounds like a great book to take a look at.
Excellent. Let's talk about events. What's coming up in the library? Opening up the calendar now.
Yeah. Well, while I was listening to Sue Barker's interview, I just took a look at our website and saw when the Whangarei Library 3.30 Flash Writers Group, it's the next meeting they'll have is on the 2nd of December, so it's a Tuesday, from 11 a.m. to 12:30. So that's a little bit further away, but I thought I would bring that up since we had an interview by Sue. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, have a go at writing. I think it would be great if Whangarei were a town of writers.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
that would be awesome. Nerding out with one another.
Well, I believe that's what they do at the Flash Fiction. Also,
Yeah.
as usual, our book clubs, and we've got on the 10th of November the Dementia Friendly Book Club. So it's a shared reading group for people with memory loss or dementia. So that's in the Central Library in the May Bain Room. On the 10th of November. You can check it out on our website, or you can come and ask us at the library as well. Yeah.
And what is going on here at 116? There appears to be a rehearsal.
Yes, we've got some banners and fabrics being put up around the hall there, and we've had people very loudly running in and out, I think practicing some scripts in a very theatrical way.
Oh, yes.
So that has been interesting to see at the same time as recording the show.
Oh, yeah. These are just the things we witnessed through the glass in the studio.
So I'm guessing here that may be part of the Giant Little Stories. On the 9th of November, we've got a series of small but mighty performance adventures, and it's hosted by local artists. So that's here at 116. But we've also got the comedy act by Tim Bat, and it's called Tim Bat Tests Himself on the 7th of November, so that's not too far away. And that you can get tickets and find event details on 116's website.
Yeah, there's one thing here that looks very interesting. Fatu Fala presents Breaking Barriers, 116. Let's open up the details. Okay, 116 is going to show a documentary film, Breaking Barriers. 116 is pleased to celebrate Maori theater and take a moment to appreciate the journey of Takirua Theater Company. Breaking Barriers tells the story of our unofficial Maori National Theater and the 30-year struggle to create a truly bicultural force in live theater and society, and the wahine toa and activists who agitated for a better world. Sounds interesting.
So when is that?
That is November 12th.
12th. Yeah. Oh, cool, guys. Check it out.
Yeah, and it is November 12th, 6:30 to 8, and get your tickets on the 116 website. Well, we've had a lovely show today. I just want to say happy Guy Fawkes, happy bonfire night. However, please be sensible with fireworks.
Yes.
Yep.
Please do not cause any more disruption for our fire service and our police. We've had dramas with the fire in Whangarei. You've probably already noticed that. But so be sensible, as Andy said, and take care of your pets and just give them a little bit of extra love. Yeah.
And if you're going to have some drinks, don't drive. Find another way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, since it's Guy Fawkes and everybody's going to light a fire, let's play a song called Fire.
Fire.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Ka kite.